Year of the Tiger is now upon us. Lunar New Year celebrations, they are now underway here in the valley.
They look beautiful. And this morning you might be wondering, what is the Lunar New Year and how can you celebrate? So we do have Alyssa Bethencourt joining us live now from Chinatown with more. Alyssa, good morning.
Hey there, Kalina. Good morning to you. Well, I want to start off by saying Happy Lunar New Year to all that celebrate. And my goodness, what a way to kick it off. Right now, we are standing in Chinatown, which will soon be filled with family and friends enjoying delicious food and, of course, with their red envelopes in hand. But I am told that this year stands out a little bit more than years before. Now, by the lunar calendar, which is based on the moon instead of the sun, this is the year 4720. The lunar calendar has a zodiac of 12 animals, and supposedly, you carry the traits of your birth animal. That means those born on the year of the tiger are strong-willed, very positive, and brave. Now, those that celebrate are hoping this year will bring an added touch of all of those things, especially after how difficult the past 2 years have been with the COVID pandemic.
I just want this pandemic pass, everybody go back to normal and everybody healthy. Health is the most important. Money is not.
Absolutely, and that is the message that she wanted to share with everybody, even those that don't celebrate the Lunar New Year. Stay positive and stay resilient through it all. I'm reporting live this morning, Alyssa Bethencourt, 13 Action News.
Yeah, such a great message for all of us, Alyssa. Thank you for that. Today at Palace Station right now, celebrating Lunar New Year with some lion dances. The traditional dance will begin with a blessing and also a roam throughout the casino floor. That is happening this evening at Palace Station at 7 p.m. So think about strength and think about positivity for this Lunar New Year.
We need a lot of positivity, right? That's for sure, especially after what we've been through the last 2 years and still going through. So after 1 year hiatus, downtown Summerlin is now bringing back its Lunar New Year celebrations today. A parade will mark the Year of the Tiger. They'll have festive decor throughout the area, including a larger-than-life Chinese dragon, dancers, and performers. It's all happening this afternoon starting at 6 p.m. along Park Center Drive. The Lunar New Year festivities in downtown Summerlin run through February 15th. Also, Fremont Experience is celebrating Lunar New Year. We have a look at the digital display they'll be showing every single hour. You can see it on your screen, and it's popping up on the 20s and the 50s. So it'll be on display for 2 minutes each time, starting at noon today, all the way until midnight. I love the way our community is coming together to celebrate.
Yeah, we're such a diverse group of people here in the valley. Sometimes we forget exactly how diverse we are. Lunar New Year is a good reminder of all of that.
I love it. All right, time now, 6:11 happening now. People in North Carolina being warned about an explosion, and we will take you to Winston-Salem, where thousands of people now were told to leave their homes overnight.
Plus, a local mom, teacher, and also now author is making a difference in and also outside of the classroom. So coming up, we're going to introduce you to this month's Vegas Stronger champion and also what she is hoping kids learn from her books.
And millions of dollars in unclaimed property, and some of that money might be yours. Coming up at 6:45, Kelsey McFarland will be here to show you how you can find out if you're owed money.
And right now we're taking a look at traffic on the 215. Things looking mighty nice from Valley Verde all the way further west to where the 15 meets the 215.
A quick look right now at today's top stories. The top aide of former Vice President Mike Pence has reportedly been a part of a lengthy interview with the January 6th committee. Mark Short, Pence's former chief of staff, was with him that day. The committee right now is also learning more about the Trump administration's plan to try to overturn the election. It has reportedly now obtained 2 draft executive orders that would have let the Trump administration seize voting machines.
COVID cases among children are dropping for the first time Thanksgiving. New numbers show some 808,000 kids were COVID positive last week. Child cases are about 3 times as high as they were when Delta peaked last summer. Now this morning, a new order from the U.S. State Department urging families of American diplomats in Belarus to leave while they can. U.S. intelligence officials say they have evidence Russia is planning to move in more than 30,000 troops into Ukraine's northern neighbor as part of its continued military aggression towards Kiev. Now, at a heated UN Security Council meeting just yesterday, U.S. Ambassador to the UN Linda Thomas-Greenfield blaming Russia for disturbing the peace in that region.
This is the largest, hear me clearly, mobilization of troops in Europe in decades. And as we speak, Russia is sending even more forces and arms to join them.
And this morning, Ukrainian officials say they have detained 2 people with possible Russian ties for attempting to destabilize the country. They were allegedly part of an estimated 5,000 people who were reportedly plotting mass riots.
Well, right now, developing a massive fire is happening at a fertilizer plant in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Take a look here at this video. You see it on your screen right now. Firefighters, they are warning that that plant could explode. Officials then driving street by street overnight, telling people they had to leave their homes.
There's a large fire at a fertilizer plant with potential for explosion. Please exit the area. If you can stay somewhere else tonight outside a 1 mile radius, you'll be safe.
All right, so as a result of that, you just heard right there, thousands of people now waking up somewhere else this morning besides their own homes. GMA is going to be live there at that scene with a full report. That is coming up right after Good Morning Las Vegas.
All right, time now 6:17. We want to get to the forecast. And Justin, we're getting ready for a few changes, I hear.
Big temperature drop coming tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be one of the coldest days we have had in several weeks, with temperatures probably not escaping the 40s and a whole lot of wind coming in from the north and actually making it at times feel like the 30s during the daytime tomorrow. So don't put the winter coat away just yet. It's just February the 1st after all. Today's cloudy this morning. By the afternoon, it's 59 degrees, about as chilly as it was yesterday, although we should see a bit more sun later today. And a little breeze from the north around 10-15 miles per hour. Lots of wind, some sun tomorrow, but also lots of cold air in the 40s. And then Thursday, still a little lingering breeze, but temperatures remain rather chilly Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So how much wind? Well, today, some 20-mile-per-hour gusts. Tomorrow, the gusts will exceed 30 miles per hour, so plenty of wind on Wednesday. Thursday, some 25-mile-per-hour chilly gusts, and then Friday, some lingering 20-mile-per-hour gusts. Hopefully you had a chance to get outside and enjoy the nice weather on Sunday and the fairly calm weather yesterday, even though it was on Monday cloudy and cool. We are in the low 40s in West Henderson, closer to 50 though at Harry Reid International Airport. Temperatures running in the mid 40s, plenty of clouds as you enjoy the hot cup of coffee or tea this morning. Those clouds kind of stubborn through the middle of the day before we see more afternoon sun. Again today, a little breezy. Winds from the north about 10 to 15. Tomorrow, there's a wind tunnel out there with steady wind for Groundhog Day tomorrow, by the way, close to 30 miles per hour coming in from the north, keeping those temperatures in the 40s. Low 50s Thursday, mid 50s Friday. But Zora, Saturday, I want to highlight that as a nice day, mostly sunny, calm, and an afternoon high Saturday of 60.
All right, thank you so much for that, Justin. We are still tracking a crash here, Boulder Highway at Trop. You'll notice it looks like we have a stalled vehicle here. We do have Live Drive who's kind of headed on that way, trying to look for that crash and get a closer look. So we'll check back in with him later this morning. But right now, things looking mostly nice and clear around the valley. So I wanted to check in with the Spaghetti Bowl and show you how things are looking on the 95 and the 15, headed north and south, and things looking mighty fine this morning. No major complaints. Same story a little further south, where the 15 and the 215 do meet. So things looking pretty good out there. Can't complain. Taking a quick look at drive times, you'll see a slight slowdown for our friends that are going from Henderson to downtown. Maybe they're on the 95 northbound. Maybe part of that reason could be Boulder Highway. So just watch out for that this morning. Taking another look, if you're headed downtown from the Rainbow Curve, about 5 minutes and then 8 minutes on the 15 northbound from the 215 to downtown.
Zora, thank you. Well, every month we like to recognize one person right now who's doing really good things here in the Valley. So in honor of Black History Month, we do want to right now share the story of a leader who is working to change our valley for the better. And 13 Action News anchor Rachel Moore introduces you to February's Vegas Stronger champion.
I hope that there's more access to creating a robust narrative about Blackness.
Books, pencil boxes, backpacks, and stickers are just the beginning for Shauna Wells. She wants her initiative to go beyond tangible goods like these, and more so to change mindsets.
We're looking at walls and we're seeing pictures of people, and it's the same 4 Black people over and over again. And there are millions of us doing beautiful and creative things.
Shauna is the founder of B is for Black Brilliance, an organization and a movement that promotes an array of positive Black figures in learning resources for children.
The stories of Blackness are told in deficit or struggle or pity. And that became a point of frustration for me as I was working to teach children and working with senior leaders in education to try and draw on examples of Black brilliance.
Shauna was a teacher in North Las Vegas and then a principal in her hometown of Philadelphia. And throughout the years, she recognized a simple but very significant need when one of her students pointed out that the library was missing something.
He picked up the Diary of the Wimpy Kid book, which he loved. He read over and over again. And he said, but what if the character really centered someone who was Black?
She remembers that as a child, even she didn't have access to Black heroes in fiction and nonfiction stories. Shauna knew that she had to change the culture of the classroom. She returned to the Valley as a leader in education.
Even in fiction books, as we think about who we put in front of our kids, we could be way more intentional.
Today, she's found a solution in B is for Black Brilliance, so that all children feel represented in literature. And she hopes that the legacy of Black people is embraced by families of all backgrounds.
So I'm with Finley Automotive Group, and we heard about what you're doing from Channel 13, and role models are so important for people, and so we just wanted to support you guys and highlight you as our Vegas Stronger champion.
Wow.
And so just give you this token of our appreciation and support.
Thank you so much
for what you're doing.
I so appreciate it. Thank you.
Rachel Moore, 13 Action News.
Teachers make such a world of difference, and what she's doing is just incredible. Well, Shauna launches B is for Black Brilliance in February to recognize Black History Month, but she hopes the movement will continue long after. And we have a link to her website and this story at ktnv.com. By the way, Vegas Stronger Champion is sponsored by Finley Automotive Group.
Yeah, I also like her connection to Philadelphia, right? I like that.
Of course, because that's where you're from.
Yeah, right. All right, time now is 6:22. All right, a wild ride through the streets of Henderson still ahead. Why police say that they were chasing the driver of this SUV right near Anthem. Well, that whole chase caught on camera.
And you're watching Good Morning Las Vegas on this, what day is it? Tuesday morning. I am awake. Stick with us. We will be right back.
Teamwork right there.
Thanks, Todd. Welcome back at 6:25, and caught on camera this wild chase through the streets of Henderson. It's pretty tough to see, but you can see the flashing lights from the officer right there. That car then swerves and goes in this direction. This video all caught by one of our viewers here at Diamond in the Desert Tours. That's the credit for you. But again, this just crazy video, SUV swerving through traffic. Again, this is out in Henderson. So police say someone reported a theft around 12:30 yesterday afternoon near Anthem Village Drive. When officers arrived, the suspects took off in the SUV. Police say the two eventually complied and were then taken into custody.
Time for our super 7-day forecast. Want to highlight the fact that temperatures this morning, not too bad out there. We're in the upper 40s, but we're not expecting a real big warm up. Even as we see more sun this afternoon, our temperatures will be limited to the upper 50s. A super 7-day on Wednesday. Never good when we've got the wind icon there up on the super 7-day. That wind is going to come in from the north and accentuate the chill. We'll wake up to temperatures tomorrow morning in the 30s, but the wind chill Wednesday morning, Groundhog Day tomorrow, will be in the upper 20s. A lingering breeze on Thursday with, again, a wind chill value Thursday morning. Also in the 20s, so guys, keep the winter coats handy. We'll talk about today, time out the clouds hour by hour in just a moment.
Changes on the way. Justin, thank you. Time now is 6:27. This morning in North Las Vegas, mom is just waking up to a pain that few others have ever felt before.
He said, Mom, I'm on the way to you. And I said, okay, I've been waiting here on Bonanza. They never show up.
A deadly crash here, taking the lives of her children and her brother. But this morning, she is sharing the final conversation that she had with one of her daughters.
Plus, tax season is here, and if you need help filing, today is your day where you can go and file for free.
I never thought this was going to happen to me. My family's gone. All of them was together.
It just makes you sick. Right now at 6, a breathtaking loss for a mom in North Las Vegas. This morning, she is now sharing her pain after losing her kids and brother in that horrific, tragic crash.
It's terrible every time you hear about it. Plus, we have security concerns for you this morning. Gunshots near a high school. This morning, how CCSD police say you can help keep schools safe.
And also right now, that shooting coming as the federal government is working to crack down on gun violence. So our Joe St. George is going to join us from Washington to explain what the president is working on.
And get your money. You could be owed hundreds of dollars and not even know it. It's not me, but it might be you. Good morning, I'm Kalina Estrinos.
And I'm Ty Quinones. Good morning, Las Vegas continues right now.
Now, 13 Action News. Good morning, Las Vegas. On air and streaming live.
All right, good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for waking up with us on this Tuesday morning.
Yes, February 1st. We're going to check in with Justin in just a second for weather, but Zora is back in action tracking this morning's commute, and you are tracking a backup now on the 95.
That's absolutely right. So we do have live drive headed that way this morning, but I wanted to show you this. This is going to be the 95 at Eastern, and right now we're seeing bumper to bumper traffic. Now in this area, they're actually continuing that bridge reconstruction project. So that's the work that you see being done here. But of course, when I have that work going on, it does cause some slowdowns for traffic. So here's another camera of 95 at Eastern, and you'll notice in both directions, both north and south, you're going to see some congestion. So if that is for you and that's your commute this morning, you want to leave maybe about 15 to 20 minutes early. Here's a look at the spaghetti bowl. Traffic looking a lot lighter than, of course, at Boulder Highway or on the 95 in Eastern. So that is good news, but there is still some traffic in that area. A little further south, though, near the 215 and the 15 near Allegiant Stadium, things are looking mostly nice and clear. Justin.
All right, Zora, thanks a lot. We are starting off with another cloudy day. We've got temperatures on account of the clouds last night into this morning that are cool in the 40s to near 50 degrees, but not frigid. We will be waking up to some breezy, frigid weather for the rest of the week. Big cool down coming. The wind right now about 5 to 10 miles per hour. I would go ahead and grab that winter coat. I know 46 doesn't sound super cold, but with the clouds and with a little bit of a breeze, cool enough for the winter jacket. This morning, plenty of stubborn clouds, mid to upper 40s. Looks like we'll see highs in the upper 50s, and there will be increasing sunshine after lunchtime. So we are partly, perhaps even mostly sunny by the end of the afternoon, with drive temperatures home in the upper 50s. I'll talk about how strong the wind will be and how big the cool down will be tomorrow in just a moment.
I never thought this was going to happen to me. My family's gone. All of them was together.
No family has been impacted more from Saturday's devastating crash in North Las Vegas than the Zacharias family. You just heard there from a mother who lost her own children and brother in that crash.
Yeah, Erlinda here speaking to her daughter just moments before she was killed in that crash.
She said, Mom, I'm on the way to you. And I said, okay, I'll be waiting here on Bonanza. They never show up. I start calling the phones. They don't answer.
It is hard to hear. It is hard to report on this morning. For Erlinda's brother, her 2 stepchildren, and 4 biological children, all of them killed. I know so many people here in the Valley are wondering, what is it that I can do? So a GoFundMe page now has been set up to help pay for the funeral services. More than $240,000 has been raised. It's certainly a barometer of just the tremendous heart here in the Valley. You're taking a look right now at that GoFundMe page for this family. And while this is certainly a tragedy, the PIO for the North Las Vegas Police Department is also right now unfortunately warning that there may be some scammers trying to take advantage of this family's loss. So he says to make sure you do your research before donating, because con artists may be out there making up some fake accounts. If you'd like to donate to help to make sure you have the right page, we have that correct link. It's on our website at ktnv.com.
I do want to just reference the fact that we had the pictures up on your screen.
Right.
I believe the youngest person who was killed was just 5 years old. And when you see those images, it just really brings everything into perspective. Not only the images of the people who were killed, but also the impact of that crash. So we've said this before, and we deal with this so much in our community, just people speeding and reckless driving. So just be careful as you head out on the roads and make the right decision today. Now, community candlelight vigil and prayer vigil has been set to honor the victims of that crash. It's set for Sunday, February 6th at the Martin Luther King Jr. statue. That's on the corner of MLK Boulevard and Cary. This is set to run from 4:30 to 6 p.m. We do have an update this morning. Parents sending kids to Chaparral High School could be feeling a little bit nervous this morning. 3 people, including 2 students, are waking up in the hospital after a shooting near that school just yesterday. Yeah, it is a heavy start to our week here. A lockdown left parents right now scrambling for answers and waiting. They, of course, were trying to make sure that their kids were okay. Now, this morning, many of those parents, they are calling for some changes. Some want to see more police, security, and also metal detectors on campus. Well, Rick Rhodes is a dad who says that he right now has lost confidence in the district.
Trusting that this is the safest place they can be. And it's not, now it's not even feasible that school is a safe place for our kids. What do we do as parents?
CCSD leaders say that they are already working to increase security at schools, but they say they need your help reporting any threats to safety.
Now, despite yesterday's shooting, gun violence is apparently down in Metro's jurisdiction. We have data here from the department's January crime report on your screen. Now, this does not include yesterday's shooting. Gun cases are up slightly compared to this time last year. However, cases are up from December. Nearly 6 people were shot in January, down slightly from December. 8 people were killed between January 1st to January 28th, and that number down from last year as well. Now, gun violence is an issue many communities across the country are facing right now.
Yeah, so this week, President Joe Biden right now is set to speak on this and also possibly sign some executive orders regarding gun violence. And joining us now is our national correspondent, Joe St. George, with more on what it means for Nevada. Good morning, Joe. So the question is, what exactly can the president do in regards to gun violence?
Well, in short, he's relatively limited in what he's able to do unilaterally through executive orders. Comprehensive gun violence, which is what a lot of progressives, or comprehensive gun control reform, which is what a lot of progressives in the Valley, Las Vegas, elsewhere around the United States want, simply can't get through a divided United States Congress right now. Yes, Democrats control the House. Yes, they control the Senate. Yes, they control the White House, but they don't have enough votes in the U.S. Senate to really move that forward. So the president, looking at what else he can do on his own, he announced executive orders last summer regarding things like ghost guns and deploying strike teams to some of the worst crime-hit areas in our country. But for those wondering, well, what can be done to improve crime in Las Vegas, in the Valley? I mean, you have reported the numbers for months now. 2021 was a particularly deadly year in the Las Vegas metro area. The president is limited, but he's heading to New York, a city that's seen some gun violence in recent days with the loss of police officers, to try to underscore what can be done, perhaps more federal funding to local police departments. It's a complicated issue, and he doesn't have a ton of tools at his disposal, guys.
Now, Joe, we just mentioned this shooting that happened near a high school here, Chaparral High School. So just want to know, how does Vegas compare to with other cities?
What Vegas saw in 2021 is very consistent with a lot of major metropolitan areas. Over a 40% uptick in homicides in the Las Vegas metro area in 2021. We saw that in display in other major cities, New York, Chicago. So Las Vegas is not alone here. Very few cities are reporting a decline year over year when it comes to 2021. 2020 was also an especially deadly year. Now, whether or not President Biden can put more federal funds in the direction of police departments like Las Vegas's, time will tell if that will actually make a difference. A lot of blame is being passed around as to why we're seeing such an uptick in society. No real concrete answers, but again, the president will address this on Thursday. We'll bring you any meaningful developments that will impact your safety in the Valley.
Yeah, certainly a complicated issue, and unfortunately no clear answers. All right, Joe, thank you for that. Well, just right now, as Asian communities begin celebrating the Lunar New Year, many now are reflecting on the increase in anti-Asian violence across the country.
We do have Alyssa Bethencourt joining us live now from Chinatown to explain what many in the Asian community are now hoping will change in the Year of the Tiger. Alyssa, good morning.
Hey, Kalina, good morning to you. Well, Lunar New Year celebrations are underway across the globe, including right here in Las Vegas. But with so many instances of anti-Asian hate and violence recorded in the last couple of years, the Asian community is hoping the Lunar New Year brings bravery to end the violence, as the Year of the Tiger symbolizes courage. The number of hate crimes against the Asian American Pacific Islander community has skyrocketed since the start of the pandemic. Just here in Las Vegas, Metro is investigating 2, with the most recent happening in January. Despite this, many are trying not to let it overshadow their Lunar New Year celebrations.
I say it's all kind of culture come here. It's not belong to the one, so everybody love this land. We love this land. That's why we come here. I think this country give you everybody equal chance. That chance depends you. You use that.
Well, just a beautiful message there. But I also want to mention, she said, despite the violence and discrimination that the Asian community has faced in recent years, it's important for all of us to cherish our respective cultures and connect with other communities during the holidays, just like Lunar New Year. I'm reporting live this morning, Alyssa Bethencourt, 13 Action News.
Alyssa, thank you so much. Well, you've heard the rumors. Las Vegas Raiders, it's now official. We knew about the GM yesterday, but the new head coach, that is the new news this morning.
Of course, Dave Ziegler, we knew about that, and Josh McDaniels now officially taking over, both now bringing the so-called Patriot Way to Las Vegas. Both being introduced to the public just yesterday. McDaniels serving as the Patriots offensive coordinator for the last 9 seasons, but McDaniels says that he is ready for the head coaching gig.
The mission here, Mr. Davis has made it very clear to me. We're committed to doing whatever it takes to win on and off the field. It's very important for us to be a pillar in the community, to do the right thing, to represent this organization, Raider Nation, the city of Las Vegas with class and integrity, and we'll do that.
This now will be McDaniels' second head coaching job. He previously coached for the Denver Broncos, but was fired during his second season. So some big news coming out of the Las Vegas Raiders this morning. All right, good morning, Las Vegas. Time now is 6:42. Some young children could soon be eligible for a COVID jab. So how soon kids as young as 6 months old could be better protected from the virus?
Plus, the state's treasurer's office has thousands of dollars that might be owed to you. So coming up, Kelsey McFarland will share how to check if money in unclaimed property belongs to you. And we also have a look at some of the shows you can catch tonight right here on Channel 13. 8 o'clock, Judge Steve Harvey. At 9, Abbott Elementary. 9:30, Blackish, followed by Abbott Elementary at 10. 10:30, Blackish again. Then stick with us for 13 Action News live at 11. Welcome back. We want to take a quick look at today's top stories. Secretary of State Antony Blinken will speak to the